Hello and welcome to the next episode of To the Edge. Today we're going to be discussing a spooky topic, the 2012 election. At least for part of it, then we'll delve into Halloween. I don't know which one's scarier. What do you guys think?
I can take a guess.
I go with politics. It's always scarier than Halloween, unfortunately.
Politics of dancing.
You imagine a George W. or a John Kerry mask, you know, like, hey.
Oh man, both very scary.
You show up at your door looking for votes.
John Kerry is Lurch.
Right.
Oh wait, is this 2004 or 2012?
Well,
we're talking about the wrong candidates here. Or are we?
Barack's a pretty, you know, aesthetically pleasing guy for the most part. I mean, like every president, he's aged quick.
Oh,
you know.
yeah. You know, I saw him on a talk show lately, and he has so much gray hair now.
Yeah, I know.
It's sad.
Yeah.
If John McCain won, we'd have President Palin right now.
Oh, boy. That's scary.
Yeah.
Politics, to me, my interest level has gone down a lot. Just, I've kind of waved the white flag because it just seems like no one's really approachable or just, I don't know, it's just not as encouraging as I wish it was.
I have to agree with you in terms of interest level going down. During the 2008 election, I was taking a political science class at the time and was very much involved in the election process and the topics of conversation, and I did my research, and this time around, yeah.
Not so much.
Yep.
I noticed a high level of interest in 2004 and in 2008, but this year, not at all. The enthusiasm is way down compared to, especially 2004 when the nation was completely polarized. I'd say it's polarized now, but people don't feel as strongly as they did in 2004.
I think people have kind of, maybe speaking for myself, it's become like we've been beaten down by bad news and by bad politics and empty promises and the economy, and this is really sad to say, but maybe some of this honest emotion would spur on some of the viewers out there to actually do something to rectify the situation, because this is our country. We need to fight for it. We need to make improvements with our economy, and if we just kind of wave that flag like I was talking about, then we're all doomed.
Yeah, people were all about change in the 2008 election, but even back then, Obama said that you couldn't get everything done in one term, and people said, well, it's not going to all be done in the first term, and here we are 4 years later, and what has actually been done?
Well, we got some of the bad guys, didn't we, Katie?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, no
I'd
more
say.
Bin Laden.
I don't know. I think with anything, though, like especially with big topics, and you're trying to create world change here, it's going to take a lot of time, and it is going to take more than just one term. And I think, like right now, a lot of people are frustrated with Barack because they say, like, we haven't seen this done or we haven't seen that done, and we need someone else in office who can do that. Well, I don't necessarily think that's the case, because
I agree.
I think people need to have patience with this type of thing, and no matter who it is that's in office is going to face these struggles, and no matter what, you're not going to be able to please everybody,
Right.
you know. But I think he has made some significant changes, at least in, you know, where I am in my life and my standing, being a recent college graduate. You know, the law that says that now, you know, students or whoever can be on your parents' health insurance until you're 26 years old. That helped me out big time. Big time.
Or the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act that actually helped me out. I almost lost my job in 2009, but because of that, I was able to keep it.
Yeah,
So that made a difference.
Yeah. How about you, Mike?
Well, to be honest with you, I guess that question is always, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? As I was saying during the break to you guys, I think I am a little bit better off than I was 4 years ago, but that's not necessarily because of Barack Obama. That's because of my own lifestyle choices or changes, progress, as it were. I do think, personally, when I see Mitt Romney, I'm like, please, no. You know, and I have this bad feeling that he very well might win. And
I don't think so.
I just him and his little buddy, the VP guy. Paul Ryan, is that his name? Or
Yeah, Paul Ryan.
Like
yeah,
that.
he just looks like a little clone, you know, just like Dan Quayle was so many years ago. to the original George Bush. It just seems like these guys are not guys I'd really want to even have a diet soda with or a hot dog with. And
Yeah, I don't trust them.
Mitt
Sorry, I
Romney,
don't.
he really like alienated people, like the 47%. That's the new 99.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's bad.
It's going to be very interesting listening to what they have to say in the debates.
When is? Well, I
I
guess
think it's October 6th.
Yep.
Oh wait,
So-
this already happened by the time
It
you're
happened.
watching
We
it.
Who
haven't
won?
seen it yet, but you know.
Yeah, let us know what happened. Oh wait, you can't. We're taping it right now.
I think what would be interesting if there was a third party candidate like back in the day with
Ross Perot.
Ross Perot, and who's that? I'm drawing a blank.
Nader?
Yes,
Ralph
Ralph
Nader.
Nader.
Ralph Nader, the guy that always just comes in and steals votes.
Thank you. Right. Whoa.
Losing my chair here.
You all right?
Yeah, no, good.
Good. So I mean, Ralph Nader or Ross Perot. I mean, those guys always bring something to the table, and this year there's no one like that. So it's unfortunate. I think it's unfortunate. But like Katie was saying, they do take votes away, and usually, if I'm not mistaken, they take votes away from the Democratic candidates.
Depends. In '92, Perot actually took votes away from Bush Sr.,
Okay.
which awarded Clinton the presidency. But in 2000, yeah, definitely Nader stole from Gore.
Right. Right.
And we might even have a completely different nation right now if Gore had won the election.
I was a Gore guy. I thought Gore was pretty cool, and I mean, he was very environmentally aware, obviously, with his movie.
I think everybody would be driving hybrids right now if you were elected.
I think that might be a good thing, to be honest with you.
Yep.
All right, I think that's all we're going to discuss about politics for now, so we'll move on to Halloween. How
Thank
long
you.
did that take? Did that even take 5 minutes? I don't have a timer on.
I don't know.
No one likes talking about politics.
Jeff, how long did
Somebody
that
might.
take? 5 minutes. 5
Solid.
minutes of politics.
We talk about Halloween.
Fantastic.
What's
That's
there
more
to
interesting to me.
You guys
Can't
have big.
wait.
You guys have big Halloween plans, Katie, Roland. Do you know in advance, or is that still early to say?
I know of one party that I
Okay.
am officially going to, and I'm very excited about it.
Good.
Yes.
I'm going to a lot of stuff, but I don't know if there's anything on Halloween. I will be showing up in costume to work during Halloween. Most likely, I have a samurai outfit,
Nice.
and I'm gonna do up my hair, have the Fu Manchu and all that.
That's great.
I'd bring a katana blade with me, but it would never get past security.
Right. That's good. I mean, Halloween's good. I mean, it's a good holiday. It's one of the big ones. You know, I mean, you have your Christmas, your Thanksgiving, your
Yeah.
Easter, and then those are kind of like those type of deals. And then you go down a rank, and it's like Halloween's right up there. And
Oh
kinda-
yeah, and dentists love this holiday. I think
Oh.
it's their favorite.
That's right.
No. Right after it, like November 1st, that's a favorite season.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, during previous years, I actually dressed up as a Miami Vice character. I had like the blazer and the neon T-shirt and the white jeans.
Nice.
And then before that, I was a Klingon.
Nice.
Actually, had like the top and the hair and all that.
Halloween's
forehead.
great because there's so many different directions you could go with it. You could choose to go the scary route, or you could choose to go the funny,
Subtle.
happy route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good holiday. It's a lot of fun. And, you know, I mean, the origins of Halloween, I don't know. Do you guys know? I mean, they say it was like, I don't know what it
Mexico,
was. Was
the
it?
Day of the Dead, I believe.
Okay.
I think that's where it
It's Mexican?
originally started.
I've heard of the Day of the Dead, but I didn't know if that was Halloween.
So what can you
maybe-
tell us about Halloween?
I don't know. I was asking you guys. to tell
Oh,
me.
so I thought it was like, do you know? Well,
No,
I'm
I
going to tell you the story. Well,
I really
we had to
don't.
type up the story of Halloween when I took a keyboarding class in high school. That was
Okay.
a long time ago, but I forget most of it now. I just know that the two E's were separated by a hyphen, and that's all I get to work on. So what have you dressed up as for Halloween ever?
I went as Angus Young once from AC/DC, the band,
Yeah.
and I wore the short schoolboy outfit. I tried, but no one really understood what I was trying to do, so it was a little disappointing, you know. Yeah.
And how about you?
There was one year in particular, I went to Vacation Bible School,
Yeah.
and while I was there, we put on a play,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to dress up as different characters, and I was a shepherd. I
I hope you were a good shepherd.
Yeah.
I was, and I had my staff. So I came home from Vacation Bible School, and I said to my mother, "Mom, I know what I want to be for Halloween."
A shepherd.
Yeah.
And so
It was the best costume ever.
nice.
It was such a little dark. It was great.
I want to be a vampire for Halloween one time. But this year I'm committed to samurai, but definitely vampire. Maybe next year.
Did vampire a couple years ago.
Oh, how'd that work? That worked well.
The fangs make it. It's,
Nice.
It's so fun.
So where do you get the fangs from?
Well, there's different kinds of fangs that you can get. You can get the ones that go across all of your teeth, like
And
the
they'll actually
plastic
fit?
ones. No, like the plastic ones.
Yeah.
They're obviously fake, but then if you go to Halloween stores, they sell the ones that you can mold to
Oh,
your
right.
canine teeth.
Sure.
And if you're going to be a vampire, that's definitely the way to go.
Better
because-
question, is it affordable?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
They're like $10.
Good.
Yeah,
Not bad. It's the most expensive part of your costume.
Well, I mean, let's think about this for a minute. If we take a look at Halloween, we break it down. I mean, the trick-or-treating is kind of like the fun thing. But it is a little weird, you know, like if you think about it, like you send children out to go to strangers' homes or even their neighbors and basically demand in a nice way, like, give me something, you know, and like,
Or they throw eggs at your house.
right.
Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat.
I don't want to
Right.
smell your
No?
feet. Why should I give you food?
Right.
Just coming up to me and demanding food, not very nice at all.
No, it's not
Didn't your
very
parents
nice.
teach you manners? Oh, your parents are right there.
Right.
I think the overall concept of trick or treating started out fun,
Yeah.
innocent fun, but nowadays you have, I hate to say it, but you have all those weirdos out there, and
Yeah, right.
you know, like there have been news reports where there have been guys that have put razor blades inside candy apples.
That's
not
awful.
nice.
And
Don't
I-
take candy from strangers.
But what do you do on Halloween? Trick or treat.
Right. Well, it is a mixed message to an
Yeah.
extent. I mean, it's
Yeah.
in a way it's kind of cool. Last year I went with my buddy and
You went trick or treating?
well, no, I went. They had children. It was like my buddy and his nephews and nieces and all that. So it was like a family folksy kind of shtickery do that I was kind of like just fifth wheeling. And but I observed that this was like a good way for the community to kind of come together. You know what I mean? Because you introduce
Yeah.
people to each other, and then, oh, who are you? You know, stuff like that. If you're in a nice neighborhood, if you're not in a great neighborhood, then you get the apples with the razor blades in them.
Sounds
Yeah.
fun. It's just me, but I think that if you're old enough to shave, you shouldn't be going out trick-or-treating.
No, I agree. That's true.
As soon as you hit puberty, that's it.
Right, you're done. All right, maybe we should come up with another topic. What else? you
Yeah,
got
that
going?
third topic in the same show.
We're doing good today.
Yeah.
This is the Jambalaya episode.
No, it's good to just throw anything out there.
Yeah, the random outlet. So, yeah, the random outlet. You guys ever go to the random outlet? It's a store.
Rent them
No.
outlets?
Random outlet?
No, what is this?
I've never heard of it. It's just a store that I heard of. I'm really flailing about here.
That's all right.
Building 19.
I like Building 19.
Yeah.
I mean, they have like an Ocean State job lot in Rhode Island. I mean, you know, we can talk about like spending money. I mean,
Yeah, I try not to do that these days.
Spending money. Yes.
I feel guilty.
well, it's hard because I mean our system is built on buying and selling. You know, and then if you're trying to discipline yourself to not buy so much, it's hard because with advertising and everything the way it is, it's almost a peer pressure, you know what I mean, to buy,
Willpower.
buy, consume. And if you're trying to save money, like a lot of people are, because they don't have money to spend, and then you have things like Katie just coming out of college and she wants to put money aside and stuff like that, I'm guessing, but it's hard when you don't have that influx of a lot of money coming in.
Yeah, there's no money being put aside right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Let's talk about this. I got a topic for you guys. We mentioned it a little earlier, but what about, you know, going for your life's ambition? You know, and some folks out there might be watching, and they're watching public access television, and they're wondering, you know, maybe they want to be on television. Maybe they want to do something with their lives that they're not quite doing. They're working a 9-to-5 job or a third shift job, or they're working some type of remedial work for them that's not really fulfilling. And they want to do something else, whether it's to be a writer or an actor or,
I can discuss some of this.
you know, go ahead.
Public access. What you need to do is you need to go to the local public access station and then discuss with the station manager the type of show that you want to do. And then you contact people, have friends, make sure that they're part of the talent or the crew, and then you put together a show. It's really very simple, and then you get it broadcast. I also do some writing on the side. As I've mentioned in several episodes, I write scripts, and I do that in addition to getting paid for doing other jobs, and you just do what you want to do, whether you get paid for it or not. You just have to put that much more effort in, but then it shows that you're serious. And then when you have something to submit, then you go to an agent, and then you get it either published or produced. I mean, you have to get it accepted and approved, but that's basically the process that you go through.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I think what you're
I'm really watering it down.
Well, what you're getting at in a very practical sense is what I'm trying to get at in a more metaphoric way, is just the way people sometimes inhibit themselves from following their life's passion because they are thinking that life is just this doldrum of 9-to-5 experience, or just wife and 2 kids and a cat named Becky, rather than going for what they really want in life.
Yeah.
No offense to Becky the cat.
And you're committed to your career, which is 40 years from like your 20s to your 60s, and you're just spending half your life doing something that you don't want to do. It's 4 decades of blah, 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 grind, grind, grind. It's like, make me kill myself.
Yeah. Well, and there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 job if that's what you want to do. And like, for instance, there might be a guy who's, I go back to this because in one of my scripts that I wrote, I had a garbage man character, and the garbage man is relatively happy being a garbage man, but he wants to be a gynecologist. And one of the other characters says, well, why would you want to do that? And he says, because I've always wanted to help people that were hurting. So the point of that little part from my script is that, I think a lot of people are doing stuff that they don't really feel is their calling, but somehow they've either squashed themselves or someone in their family or a friend or society.
Talk them out
in
of
general.
it. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that for?
Right.
But you can go to college, take out a loan, and then get the training or the education, or you could just do what you want to do and then get recognized. There are several ways to go about following your ambition, and that's my philosophy. I don't want to be hamstringed into something I don't want to do for half my life.
Good.
I think a lot of times what happens too is when we're brought up a certain way. Once we learn to read and write, or we can talk for that matter, then what do? We go to school. We go to school from basically, 6, 7 in the morning till 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Which is drilled into our minds as being like a typical work day. Like, you get up, you go to work, and then you come home and do like recreational activities or whatever it may be. Like, we're conditioned this way up until we graduate from high school, and then come high school, college.
Right.
We're supposed to go to college. We're supposed to continue our education. Why? So we can head out into the work world and get a job.
And a lot of the jobs that I've had, you don't even require a college education.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of like jobs that are necessary. There are people out there that are doing jobs that you don't need a college education for, or a high school degree for that matter. But they're jobs that need to get done.
Or like the high school degree.
Yeah.
It's a
I
diploma.
mean, I don't know, like
Yeah.
with public transportation, like I don't know if you need a degree or anything like that to
No.
drive the buses or run the trains or whatever it may be. But, people rely on that stuff to get to
Right.
work, and you don't even think about those types of things.
But in defense of education, I think they want the general population to have a certain level of knowledge when it comes to various subject matters so that people aren't ignorant as a nation.
So does it come down to, just building up our national stature to compare to the rest of the world?
If you think that high school or college are superfluous, college to a greater extent, then really what you have is people with an elementary education who know how to read and know how to write and know how to do simple arithmetic, and then that's it. That's all they know.
A lot of times, those people that can only do those things are some of the happiest people in the world.
They could be.
I wouldn't be happy.
Well, I mean, a friend of mine told me that the average reading level in the United States right now is about an 8th grade reading level.
Really,
And,
that's higher than what I thought it was. I thought it was like a 5th grade level.
either way, it's unfortunate. I mean,
Yeah.
5th or 8th grade. I mean, that's not good. I mean, is it not good or not well? That's a little tricky. But,
It's not well. It's unsatisfactory.
It's unsatisfactory. That sounds better.
I have a bachelor's degree. I've taken some graduate level courses, so I have a 17th grade education. Typically, I rate at the 10th grade level. I actually measured the reading level of something I wrote once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's.
So I guess I write more difficult than people can read.
I've discovered, I was an English major, creative writing, and I've discovered that I think I write good emails and so forth and so on, but it seems that communication is a breakdown because maybe you do have people at different reading and writing levels, and there's a disconnect there. And not to go digress into what we talked about in a previous episode, but communication seems to be a problem here, and maybe that's because people are coming at it from different points of view. You have that person with the 5th grade reading level versus 8th grade reading level versus 17th grade level, and then the way they interpret words, you know, is just different. I guess more to my point is that this is a squeaky desk, but
Yes, it is.
my point
Very
is,
squeaky.
you know, I just get so frustrated. I teach an acting class, as you guys know, and I get so frustrated when I have students who come in and they talk about how they always wanted to be an actor, but it didn't happen because something else did.
Some sort of excuse.
Some sort of an excuse, and a lot of times it is an excuse, and a lot of times it's a valid excuse, but it's just an excuse nonetheless. And I really wish people in general would go for their dreams. And dreams are really, well, this is what a goal is. To me, a goal is a dream with a timeline, you know, and when people talk about dreams, a dream is what happens when you're asleep, but a goal is something you consciously think about and you work, as Roland was saying, you work towards that goal, whether it's doing a
Right.
public access show or whatever, or Katie as an actress. I mean, I've seen Katie in action. She's hustling, she's going on set, she's getting jobs, she's going on auditions. That's very important, you know, and a lot of people out there, it doesn't have to be acting, it could be working as a medical doctor. I mean, I met a woman, once again, rolling in the coffee shop, who looked like she was 25, 26, and I was
Yeah.
talking to her, and she's a surgeon. And I was like, wow, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but she's a surgeon, and she's probably less than 30, but I was like, that's very impressive. You know, like, that's cool to be a surgeon at that age. I guess it's just and some people have advantages. You know, we're all born into financial status where we might be upper middle class, lower income. And so that's an advantage or a disadvantage depending on where you're coming from. But none of us, at least on this panel, to be blunt, were born in Haiti or, you know, Uganda, where it's like we don't have, you know, those disadvantages at all. So
Right, things could always be worse, but if things aren't absolute hell or you're born to privilege, then you have this boring middle, and then people become apathetic because they don't even notice what they have. They take it for granted, and they have no higher ambition, so they're constantly stuck in the middle. So someone in a third world country, they're like at a 1, and people at the very top, they're like at 100. And then these people I'm talking about who are apathetic, they're like at 52.
Right. Midland.
I think we are very fortunate to be able to have the option to do whatever it is that we choose to do.
Yes.
You know, if we want to act, if we want to be elected as president, it's all about the choices you make and how you get yourself there. And
For
we are
most people.
very lucky.
I don't think they'd be able to get past my last name.
Well,
That's being realistic.
okay, you know what? That's an interesting point because, say, Roland, if you were going to get into the Screen Actors Guild or something like that, and you do, I mean, let's be honest, have a last name that's a little hard for people to pronounce or remember how to spell it correctly, you might want to take on a stage name.
Yeah, I've thought about that.
Yeah, and that's just, you know, in a sense, smart business. You know, I mean, John Cougar Mellencamp was born John Mellencamp. When he became somewhat successful, he had taken on the name John Cougar as a rock and roll name. And then when he started selling a lot of albums, his father allegedly said, hey, John, how come these albums say John Cougar? You were born John Mellencamp, my son. And so then he added the Mellencamp back into it and so on and so forth. So I'm just giving you a little bit of inspiration because
Yeah.
Mellencamp is not, you know, such a hard name to write either, but then he
Right.
added the John Cougar into it.
How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Khorshidi Zada.
Scorshidian Zada.
Yep, Khorshidi Zada.
Khorshidi Zada.
That is exactly how I would have pronounced it too.
Here, see?
Yep. But even Katie's last name, you know, and mine, you know, Messier is, I always get, you know, a little
Messier.
confused. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's what
I
a
get
lot
that
of people
abuse.
think.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was when I first saw your name.
Oh, Mike, he's so messier.
Yeah.
Messier than my brother.
Well, you should see my apartment.
And you're a Sawalski.
Solowski.
Solowski,
actually.
see?
Yeah, a lot of people mistake it. They think it's Polish. It is not.
It
It's
is
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian, of course. First
See,
thing I
names
thought.
don't have to be long to be mispronounced.
Yeah.
Well, it's, you know, and it goes back to ethnic heritage and cultural heritage and pride. You know, I mean, everybody should be proud of who they are. But in a business sense, if you're going to, you know, once again be an actor or someone of that thing where your name needs to be catchy, you know what I mean? Bob Dylan, you guys know his birth name?
No?
Robert Zimmerman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bob Zimmerman.
Yeah. So.
How about Roland K? How does that sound?
I
That
like
actually
that.
sounds pretty
You could do
good.
like K-A-Y-E?
Yeah.
Or
I would
just
just go with
K-A-Y?
K.
K.
I just go with the
Roland
letter
K.
K.
Or K-A-Y. I don't know. I don't like K-A-Y-E. I don't know.
I like Roland K with just a K.
Yeah,
But then people
you
be
guys
like,
are-
well, what does that stand for?
And then you give it to them.
Whereas the K, there's K-A-Y, there's no question about it. Like, oh, that must be K. I like that. When I was a substitute teacher, I used to have the kids call me Mr. K.
That's nice.
I have one of my best friends. She's dubbed herself Miss B. Not because her name's difficult to pronounce, but just because she doesn't want to be compared to her mother.
Oh, that's good. Well,
Miss B. I think of B. Author when I hear that.
the author, she was a good actress.
You guys read any good books lately?
The Magic of Thinking Big is a great book by David Schwartz. It's a book that will open up your mind to new concepts, what you are capable of as a human being. I think it's great. There's a more obscure book called Wrestling with Success by Nikita Koloff. It's
Did you just read that because it said wrestling?
well, yes, basically. But the idea of some of these books that I read these days are very motivational, self-motivational. There's a guy named Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N, that writes a lot of great quotations. A lot of the books I read, Katie and Roland, are motivational, inspirational books, books that kind of want to generate some self-activity. You know what I mean? And it's kind of ironic if you're sitting there reading a book about how to be self-inspired to be learning that from a book. But there are a lot of times, like The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz has some insights that you can apply to your life. What about you guys?
I had a discussion with someone online, and they were mentioning the character of Hamlet, and I've never actually read that before, so I'm going to read Hamlet. And one day there was a power outage at work, and I went into the book cupboard and saw nothing but romance novels. So I pulled one out for the heck of it, and then showed it to her. It's like, I'm going to attempt to read this. I got 3 pages in.
Wow.
Funny you say that, romance novels. I'm guilty of reading 50 Shades of Grey.
That's very pop culture now. That's very big right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
I saw it on somebody's dashboard the other day. What's 50 Shades of Grey about?
Yeah, come on, what's it about?
It is a book about a young girl that has this crush on this slightly, not much older, actually fairly young, very wealthy man.
Sure.
A rich guy.
How come
Yeah.
you're blushing when you tell this story?
Needless to say, those of you who may know 50 Shades of Grey, it's a little erotic.
Oh, okay. That's why you're blushing, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
enough
A little or a lot? Or in the middle? Yes.
Well, I'm blushing too.
said.
Okay, so anyway.
Is there going to be a movie about this? And if so, is
They're in
Katie going to
talks.
audition for
Oh,
the
I
movie?
would love to audition.
Yeah. Cool.
But yes, they are in speaks of it.
Yeah, the rating might inhibit the amount of profit it'll make. If this is the way I think it is from the way you're describing it.
Oh
Or not
no, it will
describing
be.
it.
It will be very popular.
Is it salacious? Is it very like sensual, sexual, revved up? Is that what we're saying? Wow, okay. I had no idea. Maybe I'll start reading more books.
Yeah. Yeah, I also saw an instruction manual on vampires and whatnot. Sounded interesting. They had astral projection and all that.
Nice.
And in astral projection, you actually have that with VR presentations. That's kind of astral.
I have no
just
idea what you're
went out
talking
space.
about. It sounds great.
Exactly.
Vampires?
We should talk about it in the next
Thumbs up.
episode, Katie and Roland.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, Halloween. I hope you all have a great Halloween weekend.
Yes,
Party
happy
it
Halloween.
up.
Have fun.
Brush your teeth after eating all that candy.
Drive safe. Don't drink and drive.
Absolutely.
And look out for wolves. See you
Adios.
next time.
Wolfman.
To my surprise, he did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrode. They did the mash. They did the monster.